The Miller's Tale, A Barrel of Laughs. Make sure you follow my spotlight as I read. When I get further down the page, you may not see my spotlight, but that's okay. You'll see it when it gets back to the top. Down in Osneymead in Oxford lived a carpenter called Oswald, a crusty old misery, just like him over there. But he had married a pretty young thing called Allison. Now everyone was in love with Allison. She was as pert and as pretty as a squirrel up a tree, though to tell the truth, she should not have flirted so much with the men. Most of the time she was only joking, like with poor Absalom the clerk. But Absalom got quite the wrong idea. He was all set to elope with her whenever she said the word. Nicholas was a different pot of jam. Nicholas was a lodger in the carpenter's house, and Allison just could not take her eyes off him. He was allowed to steal a kiss in the dark of the larder, and while he helped her hang out the washing. Ooh, she got some kisses. Okay. The carpenter, knowing he wasn't the prettiest duck on the pond, was fearfully jealous about his pretty young wife. He never let her go out alone and trusted her in the company of no man except Nicholas. He did not know. Nicholas is an educated man. He would tell his neighbors proudly, a clever man, a religious man. It was true that Nicholas was clever. It was he who thought up the plot after all, a plot to make an utter fool out of the carpenter. He whispered the plot to Allison, who giggled behind her hand. Then he went to his room with the food enough for a fortnight and locked himself in. Okay, so he's scheming right now. What is he scheming about? "Where's Nicholas?" said the carpenter 3 days later. "He hasn't eaten with us since Monday." Then Allison wrung her hands. "I'm worried about him, husband. He locked himself in his room on Monday with nothing to eat. He won't answer to knocking. He must be ill, but what can I do?" "Well, why didn't you say so, woman?" The carpenter leaped up the stairs and hammered on the lodger's door. "Nicholas! Nicholas! Old son! Open up, won't you?" And when he got no answer, he threw himself against the door until it fell off its hinges. So it just fell off. There sat Nicholas, bolt upright on the edge of his bed. His eyes were lifted towards the ceiling, and a strange humming came from his nose. "Lord have mercy! I told you he was religious," cried Oswald. "He's in some kind of trance. He's seeing visions." Remember, a trance is like where you're just staring out in the open, so that's what Nicholas is doing right now. And shaking Nicholas by the hair, he shouted in his car, "Wake up, boy! Snap out of it!" One blink, two blinks, and Nicholas closed his mouth with a sigh. "Ah, Brother Oswald, I've been visited by the angels, and they showed me such visions." "What? Tell us what." Then Nicholas clapped the carpenter in an embrace and said tearfully, "You've been like a father to me, so I'm going to tell you a terrible secret. The angels themselves revealed it to me. The end of the world is coming." "Jesus, Mary, and Joseph," said the carpenter, crossing himself. "What fire and brimstone!" "No, no," said Nicholas in the most saintly of voices. "You remember Noah." All right, we just got through reading the first page. Go to the next question and answer it.